All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are joining us from today. We meet in another live stream, and today we're talking about the Greenland crisis. So, after talking about what happened in Venezuela, I'm not sure if I'm gonna say call it abduction, arrest of President Maduro of Venezuela and his transportation to New York, where he is going to be tried, and also what's going on in Iran and the probable US intervention. We talk today about what's going on in Greenland. So we can see that the United States has opened a lot of fronts where they are fighting right now, where they are making more and more crises. So today we talk about what's going on in Greenland. We will try to understand what is the root, what is the cause of what's happening there, what is the position of the United States, what's going on with the what's the poster, sorry, what's the position of European countries and what's going on. And we are going to do that through activities that will help you also learn some English. So today, the Greenland Crisis, a live English practice here on WooEnglish. Of course, before we start, I would love to invite you to kindly click that like button, maybe double click on the screen. I think that will be enough to give this video a thumbs up and to have it suggested to other people more. I would love to have more people here to enrich our discussion. Also, if you are new to this channel, if you are watching us for the first time, make sure to subscribe. You will not regret it. We share great videos every single day about what's going on in the world, so you are keeping up with what's happening in the world and you are learning English the best way, like learning English naturally, uh, giving your brain the exposure it needs to learn English naturally, like you did to your with your mother tongue. And also, we are going to, or in addition to these videos, we have these live streams where you get to meet me live and we get to share our ideas and thoughts here. Jamila, hi, new follower. Thank you so much. Good. Encouragement, I'm new follower. Wonderful. You're welcome. Where are you joining us from? So great. This is what I'm talking about. We'd love to have more people join this channel. And as I said, you will not regret that decision. I want to start with a little activity. It's not related to Greenland, but it's related to your vision, all right? Your sense of vision. So I have this picture, two pictures actually. Well, it's the same picture twice, and there are five differences between them. Five differences. I want you to spot some of these differences and write them for me in the chat, right? I'm going to help you with one. So one of the differences is right here. You can see the red circle. So one of them is a planet, while the other is a moon, right? So that's one difference. Can you spot the four other before we move to another more challenging picture? So these are just warm up before we go to what we have today. We have some great discussion today. I just want to put you in the mood of being here, the competition that goes on as we go through the activity. So two pictures, five differences. I've already revealed one. The rocket. So I have someone, Android, my friend. Okay, wonderful. So my friend Android says, well, there is a difference between the rocket and the. So I totally agree with you. I totally see that. So there is a rocket on the top screen, and in the second one we have what we call that a spaceship. A spaceship. I think you are talking about this one. So rocket versus spaceship. These are two important words to learn, right? So rocket is the first one, the one on the top picture. The second one is a spaceship. They have different names in English. Jamila says, a book and what? A book and a smartphone. I think you're talking about what the kid is holding in his hands, and you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. Jamila also says different views of the moon. Maybe not different views. Actually, there are two different things. I think you're talking about this. In the first picture, there is a star, actually. It's not a moon, it's a star. And in the second one, there is indeed a moon. Wonderful remark. Very sharp eyes. We still need one more difference between these two pictures. My friend Android got the last one. There is a Saturn and moon. Not really. Oh, you mean the rocket. You mean the rocket. But Android got it. Football versus basketball was the last one. So these are five pictures or five differences between these two pictures. I want to share with you one more, a little bit challenging one, a more challenging one. So let's see how well you will do with this one. Two kids playing football. It's the same picture, of course. There is five differences again. We can see this one is a little bit more challenging than the previous one. So for those of you who probably just joined us, I see someone share liking from the Naif is here from Facebook, watching us from Facebook. Naif, hi. I hope you are doing great. So let me just very briefly tell you guys what we are doing today. For those of you who just joined, of course, today we're talking about the Greenland crisis, as you can see in the title of the live stream. We're talking about what's going on in Greenland. And before we dive into what we have today, we're just having fun with this little game where I give you one picture repeated two times with five differences. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jamila. Thank you. So Jamila says, shirt yellow color and white color. I totally agree. Oopsie, I revealed one. The yellow versus the white arm, and I absolutely know what you're talking about. There is a difference in the cloud as well. You can see that one is bigger than the other. So Naif, how's life? How's everything? Same for Android. How's life, my friend? Let me see if this is the second one. I hope it's the second one. Oh, nice. This is what you guys pointed to. That on his arm there is a band, and in one picture it's white, in one picture it's yellow. That's definitely a difference. And please, as you are watching, as you are enjoying this live stream, make sure to double click. It doesn't take a lot of time. Double click on the screen. That's all. So just double click on the screen to give this video a thumbs up and to have it being suggested to other people. That will be a great help. I see Naif is back. So Naif, how's what? The shadow of the shoes. Well, not really the shadow of the shoe, but something else in the shoe. The teeth, wonderful. Very good remark. Let me go back. You can see here that in one picture he has teeth. In the second picture he is missing the teeth. So we said the cloud, the band, the tree as well. The tree. I'm sorry, I'm revealing these faster. Yes, this is the teeth. So we have one left, one more left, and I want to help you. It's related to his feet, to his shoes. Jamila pointed it out, but it's not the shadow of the shoes. but rather something else in the shoes. So you guys managed to find me the differences so far. That's great. Okay, I'm gonna reveal the last one in the thing on the show. Exactly. The thing on the show. Yes, absolutely. That's what we call in English the tongue of the shoe. The tongue of the shoe is the piece that hangs in the front of the shoe. Let me see if I can show you a picture of it. Let me see if I can find a picture. Let me see. You can allow me a couple of seconds. It's called the tongue. Let me just see if I can find a picture of that place. It's where most of the time, like shoes will have a ticket or a logo, even sometimes. I think this one is, yeah, I think this one is clear. So that place in front and up of the shoes is called in English the tongue. It's like it has a tongue, like the one you have in your mouth. Okay, let me very fast shift to this and then shift to this. So this is the tongue. You can see that's the place where this logo is. That's called in English the tongue of the shoe because it resembles a tongue. And over it or on it are the laces, the shoelace. The shoelace is what you tie. So you tie the shoelace, and under the shoelace you find the tongue. Because in the picture, we can't see the picture. What about now? I think it's visible now. That's all I can zoom in. But is it visible now? So that thing on the shoe is called the tongue. It's like the tongue that we have to taste. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to what we are doing today. So as I said, this is just a warm up. I just wanted to get you in the mood of learning some English. And okay, so let's test. Oh, let's test your knowledge actually about Greenland before we go to today's listening. So the first question or the first slide, don't forget, of course, to like this video. The first one is choose the right answer or choose the correct answer. Greenland is a country in Africa, a large island in the Arctic island. Though it's written with an S, we pronounce it island. A small city in Europe. Which of these is Greenland? Greenland is the topic of huge debates these days. The third one, it's a small city in Europe. It's number 2 for Android. It's a large island. You know what is an island? An island is a place in the middle of the ocean. It's not on land, it's in the middle of the ocean. Okay, so I have different options here. Can someone settle this debate? Number 2, so Jamila changes her mind. Okay, it's absolutely number 2. It's a large island in the Arctic. It's an island in the middle of the ocean. And this is it. So that's Greenland. This is the map of Greenland. You can see that it's a huge island. It's surrounded by water. It's an island. As I said, we write it with S, but we don't pronounce the S. In the middle of the ocean. It's very close to Canada and also the United States, and also to Russia, actually. Okay. I would love before we move to it's an icy exactly. It's icy actually. It's very interesting because Iceland is kind of green while Greenland is very icy. It's very wintry there. These two words should not be confused. These two words should not be confused. The first one is Iceland. It's written with a C, and that's a country, or that's a land at least. The second one is island. It's written with an S. Island is any piece of land that's in the middle of the ocean. So two different places. Iceland with a C is an actual country, while island with an S, where the S is not pronounced, is any piece of land that's surrounded by water. For example, Britain, the United Kingdom, is actually a big island. Madagascar, for example, is an island. So Hawaii, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is an island. Japan is a series of islands. So there is a difference between these two words. C, that's a country. Remember it this way. If it has a C, that's also the beginning of the word country. So Iceland with a C is a country, while island with an S is a piece of land surrounded by water, or a piece of land in the middle of the ocean. Great. So let's move on to the next one. Next question. Greenland. So Greenland, we said, is a piece of land, a huge, large piece of land surrounded by water. What is it mostly known for? What is the thing that comes to people's mind when they think about Greenland? Is it desert and heat? Is it jungles or forests, since it's named Greenland? Or it's ice and snow? Which of these three is the correct answer? Write for me A, B, or C in the chat. So I hope you are having some fun today, because I am. This is a very interesting topic. Jamila and Android answering at the same exact moment, saying it's number 3. It's ice and snow. Absolutely. Let's look at some pictures. Well, even these, they don't show a lot of ice, but it is indeed a very icy, very cold place. The houses, it looks very beautiful. No wonder Trump has his eyes on it. It's a very beautiful land, a very beautiful landscape, very beautiful houses as well, and it looks a very peaceful place. But as I said, today we're going to learn a lot about Greenland, and you are going to start at least to understand why is Donald Trump talking a lot about Greenland. He's been talking about Greenland since 2019. This is not new. So let's go and see. All right, next one. Greenland is politically connected to one of these 3 countries. Which one is it? Denmark, the United States, Canada. So Greenland is politically related to one of these countries. Android is very fast, of course. His hand on the trigger, very fast. The fastest man in town. Denmark, says Android. Denmark. Denmark, says Jamila as well. The United States, of course, we can exclude the United States, because the United States now wants to go and to take and to, we can say, appendix Greenland. It is indeed Denmark. Well, let me show you the flag of Denmark. It's of Greenland. It's very, very interesting. Denmark, Greenland flag. So if you can give me a second just to check it. Yes, there it is. So let me share these on a new tab. To occupy, exactly. The United States, that's what it does best. It's to create conflicts and share this one. Right. So those are 2 flags. Can you tell me which one is Denmark, which one is Iceland? Or Greenland, sorry. Just a hint, a little hint, Greenland has the more interesting one. So which one is Greenland, which one is... So I have left and right. Left and right. Which one is Greenland? I keep saying Iceland. Which one is Greenland? Which one is Denmark? One is Denmark. So I would say the one in front, the one in the front. No idea. Well, the one with the cross, the one with two lines like this, that's Denmark. The other one with the circle, that's Greenland. And you can see that it takes even the colors from the flag of Denmark. So the Greenland is politically actually related to Denmark. All right, let me go back to our quiz. So I hope you understand now what we're doing. So we are going through some basic information, some background knowledge about Greenland before we go and listen to what is Trump trying to do in the Greenland, and then we're going to have a little discussion. I would love to hear your opinions about it. Let's go and continue our little quiz. So we said Denmark politically it's connected to Denmark, not to the United States. The United States want to make it a piece of American land, and Canada, of course, does not have any any relation, the political relation. Great. Greenland is important. So why is the big fuss? Why is this big crisis about Greenland? Is it because of the tourism that Greenland offers? Is it because of the culture of Greenland? They want to steal the culture from Greenland, or because of the resources? Which do you think is the number three? Yes, resources. We are having fun. Number three, of course. Of course. I hope that Android. Of course, the resources. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Of course, when the United States has its eyes on a piece of land, make sure it's not for democracy, it's not for corruption, it's not for nothing. It's for the resources that country has. They did that in Iraq. They did that in Venezuela. They did that in a lot of countries. And unfortunately, it looks like Greenland is next. Is there any American here who agrees with what's going on? Let's see if there are any. Of course, make sure to drop your ideas in the chat. The ice in Greenland. So we said before that I keep saying Iceland. We said before that Greenland is a piece of land. It's an island, right? It's an island that's mostly icy. It has a lot of ice, a lot of snow. It's a very cold place. What's happening to that ice? Is it melting away, becoming water, and revealing the ground? It's freezing even more, like there is even more ice building up in Greenland. Or nothing is happening. Greenland is the same as it has always been. Which one is the correct answer? A, B, or C? So Greenland, the land about which there is a lot of fuss, a lot of problems, a lot of even if you're following what's going on, you can see that a lot of country leaders like Macron, for example, are contacting Donald Trump to talk about Greenland, because the guy seems to be very, very serious about his threats to Greenland. Even people in Greenland don't want to be annexed by appendix. I said before, annexed by because of climate change, of course. Yes. And the crazy thing is the following: ice melting. So now that we know that Greenland, which is mainly icy land, an icy island, that ice is melting away. What's happening? What is it revealing? Is it revealing important resources? Is it revealing ancient cities that we never knew about? Is it revealing old animals that we didn't know about? So which one is the ice melting in Greenland revealing? A, B, or C? Write for me your answer in the chat. So what's going on? And please don't forget, from time to time, double click on the screen to show some love to this channel. 1. Of course, yes, that's what's going on, and that's so it's putting it right there. It's like Greenland saying, "Hey, look what I have! Look how much resources I have for, especially for countries that crave resources from other countries. Which US president has talked about most about Greenland? I'm not sure if the others talked about it, but one of them talked about it the most. Barack Obama, Joe Biden, or Donald Trump. I think it's very clear, this one. I'm not gonna give it a lot of time to think. So which one? Which of these? Of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Donald Trump. He talked a lot about Greenland. He talked a lot about a lot of countries. I hope this one is the last one because we're taking a lot of time for this. So, what did Donald Trump suggest? As they said, Donald Trump is the president. I'm not sure if Obama or any other president talked about Greenland as much as Donald Trump did, but the most obvious case was Donald Trump. Everybody knows. He makes everything very clear to the world to know. But it's not new. It did not start today in 2026. It started 7 years ago. 7 years ago was 2019. Oh, wow. So in 2019, he made a different suggestion to what he is doing right now. Which one is it? Investing in Greenland. So in 2000, Isabel is here. Hello, Isabel. What did Trump suggest in 2019? Investing in Greenland, like sending some money, buying Greenland, or sending tourists to Greenland? So which one did Trump suggest back in 2019, 7 years ago? I think buying, and you are absolutely correct. So imagine you are in a country, living your life, enjoying your life, uh, enjoying your culture, and suddenly another country does not want to invade you, mind you, wants to buy your country. It's a very interesting proposal, but now he doesn't want to pay anymore. He just want to go there and take it. Very interesting, man. The US already has in Greenland. The United States already has something in Greenland. Is it a military radar? Is it an oil company or a huge mall? What does the United States already have installed in in Greenland? I'm sorry, I'm cooking and listening. It's fine, Isabel. How is life? I hope you are enjoying your day and having some fun cooking a delicious meal. Great, thank you. That's wonderful to know that people go about their day doing their daily activities while listening to what we have to share. Nice, that's really beautiful. It's beautiful to know that we are part of some people's daily routine. It's military radar. Android got it. Yes, it's a military radar because the United States takes Greenland to be a strategic place that it needs. We will listen to a small part from one of our videos and you will understand even more information about what's going on. Which country invests in research and mining in Greenland? There is a country that's already investing, this has been investing for a long time in Greenland. The United States, Canada, China. And I'm gonna share, by the way, we're gonna make a summary by the end of this live stream. I'm gonna make a little summary of what we talked about so far. I don't know if China. Jamila is very clear about this. It is China indeed, yes. It is China. China already is investing in Greenland. So I think now we started to understand what's happening. So let's repeat what we have said so far. Yes, Isabel, absolutely, China. Let's repeat what we have said so far. We said that Donald Trump, the United States, is very interested in Greenland. They want to take it. They want to make it part of the United States. We said that Greenland, the land we're talking about, is a piece, is an island, is a piece of land in the middle of the ocean, very close to Canada. We said that it's a place that is covered in ice, but under the ice, which is melting, there is a lot of natural resources that the United States has their eye on. We also said that Greenland is also politically linked or connected to Denmark. And we also, if you remember, shared, let me share it again, shared also the flags of the two countries. So the one with the cross, that's Denmark. The one with the circle, that's Greenland. These two countries are connected politically. It's kind of Denmark is controlling or governing, kind of governing Greenland. So this is what we talked about so far. We said the United States also already has a small military base or military radar there in Greenland, while China has been investing in scientific research there in Greenland. So we can see the conflict, we can see why the United States has their eye on Greenland. We can see a lot of things from what we talked about so far. So let's go back to this. Yes, great. So now we reach the listening stage. So what we have been doing so far, we have played a little game, we have done some quiz, and we have learned like the background of Greenland. Why is this place very interesting? Now we're going to do a listening. The listening will be from our channel, WooEnglish, from one of our videos. This is, by the way, what I said we do every single day. So let me share the right page now. Wonderful. To compete with China. That's exactly what they are trying to do. Okay. So the video is called I think the New World Power Game. So this is a video on our channel. It's a 51 or 53 minutes long video. You will find it on our channel if you just, but later on, of course, not now. Let me just drop. So you can listen to the video or you can read. So you have the text in front of you and also you can listen to it. And that's exactly what we are going to do now. We are going to listen, and I'm going to keep this on screen. What I want to, as we always do, before we listen, let me go back to my original slides. Yes, this. We always listen, and we have 3 rules. Rule number 1, listen carefully, because I'm going to ask you some questions in the end. When we finish listening, I'm going to ask you some questions. Number 2, while you are listening, if you find something not clear, make sure to ask me in the chat. Number 3, like this video. That's the last, of course, request before we go on. All right. So let's go and listen now. Let me make this little reminder here in the bottom of the screen, and let's
the future of everyone. Let the story begin. Chapter 1. Why Greenland is suddenly in the news. Listen carefully. The world looks calm on the surface, but far in the north, something is changing. Greenland is a large island. Most people know it as a cold place. Ice, snow, silence. For many years, the world did not pay attention. Now, Greenland is in the news again. Why? Because the ice is melting. And when ice melts, secrets appear. Greenland is not just ice anymore. Under the ice, there is oil, there is gas, there are rare minerals. The same minerals used for batteries, computers, and modern technology. Suddenly, Greenland is not empty. It is powerful. Greenland is also in a very important place. It sits between North America and Europe. It is close to Russia. It is near new sea routes in the Arctic. This makes Greenland strategic, not emotional, not symbolic, strategic. For many years, Greenland was quiet. It had its own local government, but it was still linked to Denmark. Denmark controls defense and foreign policy. Greenland controls local life. This situation worked until the world changed. Today, the Arctic is no longer frozen all year. Ships can pass where ice once blocked the way. Military systems can move faster. Satellites watch more closely. And when routes open, power follows. The United States noticed this early. There has been a U.S. military presence in Greenland for decades. Radar systems, early warning technology, defense agreements, nothing secret, nothing new. But recently, the tone changed. In the last few years, American leaders started speaking openly, not only about defense, but about control. Statements became stronger. Reports became louder. The message was simple. Greenland matters. United States sees Greenland as a security gate. If this gate is lost, the North becomes exposed.
So just to explain here what they're talking about, or what the text is talking about, Greenland or the United States considers Greenland as a gate. A gate is a door. So it's like it's in the entrance to the United States. So if it is controlled by, say, Russia or China, that means that they are very, very dangerously close to the United States. And as we said, China is already there doing some scientific research and also investing in like the economy of Greenland. So the United States feels a little bit threatened by the fact that there is a huge piece of land right next to it that can be controlled any moment by either Russia or China. So that's why the United States is very, very interested in Greenland. Of course, in addition to the resources that the country has. So I hope this is clear. Just wanted to clarify this point.
At the same time, something else was happening. China began investing in Arctic research. Not soldiers, not tanks, scientists, mining companies, infrastructure plans. China does not shout. China moves quietly. Then there is Russia. For Russia, the Arctic is not new. It is part of national identity. Military bases already exist. Icebreaker ships patrol the region. Russia sees the North as a natural shield and a future highway. 3 powers, 1 island. This is not about emotion. It is about timing. The ice is melting now. The technology needs minerals now. The global balance is shifting now. That is why Greenland returned to headlines. European leaders reacted with caution. They spoke about cooperation. They spoke about rules. They spoke about stability.
But Trump is speaking
But
about
behind
control.
closed doors, concern grew. Because Greenland is not just land. It is a test of alliances, a test of trust, a test of power. NATO was created to protect Europe. But what happens if pressure comes from inside the alliance? What happens if interests no longer match perfectly? These questions are uncomfortable, so they are often avoided. Greenland's local leaders spoke clearly. They said the island is not for sale. They said the future belongs to its people. This is important. But power politics does not always listen. Right now, no war is happening in Greenland. No soldiers are landing. No flags are changing yet. Instead, something quieter is happening. Meetings, reports, military planning, economic calculations. This is how modern conflict begins, not with explosions, but with attention. Greenland has that attention now, and once the world looks north, it rarely looks away again. This chapter is not about fear. It is about understanding. because before conflict comes noise, there is always silence, and the Arctic is very silent. For now. But one question remains. If the ice keeps melting, who will arrive first?
Very interesting question to end with. So we have three superpowers, the United States, Russia, and China, fighting over a huge piece of ice. But it's not just ice, actually. There are resources down there. And other than the resources that Greenland has, it is also a very strategic place. Whoever controls that place has a lot of control. Like it's a very strategic place. As I said, the United States trying to control Greenland to keep Russia away from its land. Russia is trying to be a little bit closer, to get closer to the United States and to Canada by controlling Greenland. And so this is why all of this is happening. So it's not just, well, it seems a little bit like it's just Donald Trump wants that piece of land, but it's deeper than that. Were you listening carefully? Let's test that. We are going to see how well you were listening to what we have. Thank you so much, lady, for and of course, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to share this video. If you have a friend who is trying to learn English, send him this video. If you are trying to learn English the natural way, without any boring grammar lessons, without any boring vocabulary lists to memorize, this is the right spot. You learn English by being submerged, by being like put or exposed to the latest news about what's going on in the world through English, in English, so that you can learn two things at the same time. You are hitting two birds with one rock, as one stone, as they say. So you are learning English and learning about what's going on in the world. Okay, so let's go to the first exercise. Is this true or false? Based on the listening that you have just done. Greenland is important only for tourism. These countries are fighting over Greenland just because it's a great tourist spot. A lot of tourists visit it every single day or every single year. Millions of tourists go to there. So what do you think? What do you think? Is this true or false? Greenland is only important because of the tourism, because it's a tourist destination. It's a place where tourists would love to go. Of course, this is false. Yes, same, Jamila and the Android. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not just that. It's false. Arnulf, okay, Arnulf, I'm going to call you Arnulf, and Isabel. All of you guys say it's false, and you are absolutely correct. Greenland is not just that. It's because of the resources. It's because of the competition between the three great powers. Melting ice in Greenland reveals resources that make big countries salivate. They make them like crave getting their hands on those resources. Is this true? Did we listen to this in this small passage? Absolutely. Jamila says it's true. Arnolfo, where are you joining us from? I know Isabel is joining us from Spain, if I'm not mistaken. Spain, right? Jamila, I'm not sure. Where are you joining us from? My friend Android, I think from India, if I'm not mistaken. It's true. It's true. Yes. So Arizona. Oh, nice. Wow. Oh, nice. So since Arnolfo, you are joining us from Arizona, from the United States, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about the Greenland situation? Are you with Trump? Are you with your president? Or are you a little bit not so with the guy? What do you think about his decisions? What do you think about what he is saying now, or his plans? Of course, we're sharing our opinions, and anyone else, of course, who would love to share, just, oh, really? No way. He is also these. Today I've seen on his accounts, especially on Truth Social, his own social media, that he is sharing his text messages with country with like leaders, with political leaders like Macron, and I think with the Danish king or Danish president. I'm not sure. And he shares his texts with them, and all of them are trying to talk with him about the Greenland story. They are trying to convince him not to do anything crazy in Greenland, because he is saying in 2019 he was saying, I want to buy Greenland, but now he is saying, I want to take it. It's mine. I need to take it. I'd rather not have Russia or China get it for exactly. That's another reason. Is that the United States does not want Russia or China that close to the United States, because that's very close to them. Yeah, I totally agree with you, man. So of course there is the fear that China and Russia might get there first. It's a very interesting situation, as I said. Welcome to people who are just joining. Welcome. We're talking about Greenland. Next. Greenland controls its own defense. Greenland is politically independent. No country controls Greenland. One and two, I have different opinions. Well, it's actually false, because as we said before, Greenland is actually kind of controlled by Denmark. It's under the sovereignty of Denmark, or under the political control of Denmark. So it's not an independent country. And that's why a lot of countries, they say, well, if Trump goes into Greenland, he is not just taking over Greenland, or he is not just starting problems with Greenland, he is also starting problems with Europe, especially with Denmark, because if the United States attack Greenland, it's like it's attacking Denmark. And if it's attacking Denmark, it's like if it's attacking the whole EU. It's a complicated situation, though it seems very small, like it's just Donald Trump wants to take over another country. That's very interesting. The US has a military system there. The United States already has something military in Greenland. Is that true? Or is that false? Based on what we listened to. We did a listening. Well, you can use your information from the listening, or you can use your information from what you already know, your general information, what you already know about situation. Android says yes. Arnolfo says yes. Jamila says yes. True. I'm waiting for Isabel. You guys are doing a great job, by the way, today. I really like that. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna share the last, and it's true. It's true. Okay. Okay, let's do this exercise. I'm going to explain this exercise. I'm going to show you some words. You need to find the synonym. So this is what we said we do in English. We teach you about actuality, what's happening in the world, and we teach you some English as well. So now we talked about the Greenland situation. I hope you understand Greenland situation or Greenland crisis now better than before. Even if a little piece of information was added to your mind, that's great. But now let's move to the English part, to the learning English part. So, strategic. If we say something, an action is strategic, does that mean it's emotional, it's accidental, or it's carefully planned? Which of these three options you feel is closest in meaning to strategic? For example, the United States made a strategic decision. Strategic decision here means emotional decision, accidental decision, or carefully planned decision. 333. I already have a lot of threes spammed in the chat. So that tells me you guys are also correct. Travel with Leon. Leon, hi, how are you doing? When we say Leon, when we say strategic, that means it's well thought of. People thought of very well. Leon, by the way, where are you joining us from? What is your country? Today we have a lot of countries. We have the United States, we have India, we have Spain, we have Morocco, we have a lot of countries. Wonderful. Exposed. So exposed. Does that mean baffled? Visit. Oh no, there is a mistake here. Oh, Bangladesh. Wonderful. Do you make travel? I'm sorry, I already revealed the answer, so it's fine. You have some videos on your channel that we can watch later on. Where did you travel? Where do you travel? So here, the closest antonym. So now we are looking at the opposite. So in the beginning, we looked at the synonym. Now the opposite. Quietly, secretly, loudly, certainly. Which one is the opposite of the word quietly? 1, 2, 3. Which one is it? Write for me the number in the chat. 2, 1. But travel with Leon, pay attention. Secretly is the synonym. It's the same meaning. Now we're looking at the very nice. Now you guys corrected it. It's loudly. Secretly is the same as quietly. So if I say the decision was taken quietly, meaning secretly, no one heard about it. But loudly, that's the opposite. That's what we are looking for. Presence, absence, dominance, delay. Which one is the opposite of presence? Yeah, it's fine. And I saw that you recovered very fast. You changed your, you corrected your answer very fast. That was very impressive. Absence, Jamila says. Of course, if I am present, the opposite, of course, is I am absent. Okay, let's do this one as the last one. So, what is the opposite of shift? For example, I'm gonna put it in a sentence so that you can understand what I mean. The situation shifted fast. Shifted. What is the opposite of shifted in this sentence? Changed, stability, amelioration. What's the opposite? The opposite meaning. Not the same, the opposite. Stability. Absolutely. Because shift means change. So the opposite of change is stability. If there is stability, nothing changes. If there is a shift, there is a change. So, for example, I noticed a shift in your opinion, meaning your opinion changed. I noticed a shift in his attitude, meaning his actions changed, right? So shift always means change. Let me move on to the last one. I want to move to one exercise that I really love. It's about find the intruder, find the odd one. Okay, let's do this one. All right, find the odd one. What do we mean by the odd one? Find the different one, right? The different one. I'm going to give you a very easy one to practice on. So if I say pencil, ruler, book, sandwich. Okay, which one do you think is the different one? Which one does not belong to the list? Pencil, ruler, book, sandwich. This is just a warm up, by the way. This is just to put you in the situation. Do you understand? Sandwich. Okay, so Android says the sandwich is a different one. Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why is sandwich? Why is sandwich? You guys are all saying the sandwich is the different one. So which one is different? You guys are saying sandwich is different. Why is that? Why is sandwich the different one? Because all of the others are related to school. So a pencil is related to school, a ruler is related to school, a book is related to school, but a sandwich is kind of not related. It's not a material. At least it can be in school, but it's not related to school. It's not. Because it's not too exactly. So because it's food, others are stationary. Exactly. So these are materials for school except for sandwich. We can find the sandwich in school. But do we write with it? Do we use it to study? Of course not. Great. Use that same knowledge now. More than one. So which one here is the odd one? Which one is different? An apple, a banana, a peach, an orange. This one is a little bit challenging, all right? This one is a bit challenging though. An apple, a banana, a peach, or an orange. I want to show you these items in the chat. So and of course you need to tell me why. So these are the items here. What, if you can tell me why. So whatever you chose, tell me why did you choose that. If you say, because I say a banana. So Jamila, for example, says a banana is an exotic fruit. And the right says a banana, but does not justify. Same for my friend Leon. So Leon says, well, an orange, but does not justify. Can you justify? Jamila justified. Jamila says, well, a banana is an exotic fruit. Well, we can agree or disagree with Jamila here. I have a different reason. I'm going to share with you a different reason. So you can see on top of the screen, of course, these are the emojis of the fruits that I included. So the difference is not all of them are fruits. So that's one difference. Because it's not from the group that what I feel. It just feels different, right? I'm a beginner. Jamila, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. On the opposite, your English is quite good. Like from what I've seen today, you can express yourself very nicely. That's good. That's actually better than a lot of people. Which one does it? Which one feels different? Amazing, amazing. Do you use the videos or do you use music or movies? If you can share with us some tips, Jamila, because your English, your progress is very interesting. If you have learned by yourself, so you can share any tips to learn English by ourselves with our viewers. That would be nice. Well, me too. I would choose a banana. The banana is the different one. Why? Because all of them are round. All of them are round, but the banana is long. So that's one difference. We can say, well, a banana is different because it's not round. It's long. Or we can say it's the only one that's yellow. Maybe an apple can be yellow. So that's the difficulty of this exercise. Shape, exactly. Exactly. Because banana is the only one that's long. An apple is round, kind of round. An orange is round. The peach is round, but a banana is long. Let's see the next. Okay. cross the odd one, but now you need to find the one that is pronounced differently. Now you focus on pronunciation this time. So which one is pronounced differently? Which one is pronounced differently now? Is it the first one, the second one? So here, focus on the pronunciation. Pronounce them and find which one is pronounced a little bit differently. Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? You can write for me the word that's pronounced different. Sit. Okay, so is it sit or sit, Jamila? Only one. Android says sit. And Android is absolutely correct. Why? And Jamila as well. Jamila is half correct just because you included another one. Why? Listen to the vowels. Meet, seat, sit. So all of them are long except for sit. It's a short vowel. I'm going to repeat them again. Pay attention to the difference. Meet, seat, sit. And by the way, for meet and meet, they are pronounced the same, but they are written differently and their meaning is different. The first meet with double E, that's to meet someone face to face. The second one, meat, is what we eat, what we get from a cow. We get the meat, and that's what we eat, the steak and all of that. Isabel also found the same one. Another challenge for you. Which one is different in pronunciation? This one is more challenging. Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? Write for me the word you feel is pronounced differently. Is it number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? Here, again, the focus is on the pronunciation. This one is a little bit challenging. It's okay. Jamila says it's this word. I'm going to share it. I'm not going to pronounce it yet. It's this word. I'm not going to pronounce it yet. I'm going to allow you to think. Jamila, okay. Android shared a different word. Android says it's this word. So notice there is a difference. There is this one, TH. There is this one, T. Okay, 2 different words so far. What about the others? The rest of you guys should join this challenge between Jamila and Android. I would love to see who is closer. Jamila, can you tell me why? Android, can you tell me why? And maybe this will be the last exercise we will do today. Because I don't want to make the live too long. 4. Can you tell me why? So Isabel joins Android, says it's number 4. And Jamila and the Android and Isabel, sorry, are very, very correct. I'm going to pronounce the words for you. You tell me what's the difference that you noticed. Laugh, tough, enough, though. I'm going to read them again. Tell me what is the difference you spotted. Laugh, tough, enough, though. There is one that is different. What is it? I'm going to read them once more. Laugh, tough, enough, though. Only one is different. Exactly, exactly. So all the 3 first words, the GH is pronounced as an F. So we say laugh, so GH is an F. Tough, tough guy, strong guy, F. GH is pronounced as an F. Enough, GH is an F. Though, the GH is silent. It's not pronounced at all. And with this, guys, we arrive to the last or to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned one thing or two about Greenland. I hope you learned one or two things about English. I hope you learned some stuff. I hope you enjoyed. I hope at least you had some good time. You got to have some fun. Oh, the last one is though, exactly. Yes. 1 hour of pure focus. Thank you so much, Android. I am really impressed. You guys have some very, very good stamina, very good focus stamina. That's interesting because most of my students cannot focus for 5 minutes straight. So, but you guys can focus for 1 hour and 5 minutes. That's very, very interesting. Thank you so much, guys. Keep up the good work. Keep up the focus. I want to see you in the next live stream, which will be mostly on Saturday. So thank you so much for watching. See you in the next live stream. Make sure, of course, to subscribe if this is your first time watching.